Assalamu alaikum everybody. This is me, your trainer Sidra Rove. Today we are going to start our lesson number 2 of STEAM and STEM education. An introduction to STEAM inquiries and lesson planning part 1. As we have studied in our previous PBL and inquiries, so today we are going to start with STEAM inquiries and lesson planning. This is how you will know how to start your lesson plan, how to make your lesson plan. In the end of this session, you will be provided an activity sheet in which you are going to prepare your lesson plan and submit it. Okay, without wasting any time, let's move further. The content of this course is using inquiry and project-based learning to deliver STEAM. As you people already studied in your previous sessions, the PBL, project-based learning, create a STEAM PBL lesson plan using inquiry-based learning, implementing a PBL lesson tips. I will be giving so many tips here for you to create your own lesson plan because I'm not going to make any lesson plan for you, but I will guide you all the steps of the lesson plan as already attached the sample. And at the end, I will be showing you the activity sheet in which I have put all the questions and other is blank. Okay, let's start. The course objective. This course will enable you to able to deliver STEM using an PBL learning, able to design PBL session, able to deliver STEAM inquiries and PBL learning. Using inquiry and project-based learning, delivery STEM. Different forms of learning and combinations of mode of learning can be used to facilitate STEM education. In this session, we'll look at two interconnected teaching approaches that are frequently utilized in STEAM sessions, sometimes in tandem: inquiry-based learning and project-based learning. The inquiry-based learning and the project-based learning are interconnected. You can use either inquiry-based or project-based or together. But this will help you to enhance your critical thinking ability too. That you will have a good chance to create your own creativity. You can add more and more questions towards it. That you will be able to create your own aura of your education and of your teaching learning methodologies. So let's talk about this. Inquiry based learning. What exactly the inquiry based learning is? Ask. I ask question. I notice that you will be asking a question to your students, and then what will they do? Then you will first, if I'm talking about you, before planning your lesson plan, ask yourself, what did you notice in your class? How many are lower achiever, higher achiever, and middle achievers? Make and list them out. Jot down the list. Investigate. I investigate, plan, read and research on internet. You will be investigating and planning, you reading books, you will research on internet as well. I create and try, experiment, draw, explain. You will create your lesson plan, you will try and put the experiment, you will check, oh, if it is working or not. It will able my student to discuss on it, it will be able to help me. So you have to create. Before creating, you have to investigate. Before investigating, you have to ask question to yourself and then discuss. I discuss, share, report and think. I reflect, revise, rethink, evaluate. This is the process for your lesson planning. And again, you can use this for your children as well. You will throw the question to your student, they will investigate, they will create, they will discuss, they will reflect, and again they will give it to you and they will ask. But now today we are talking about the lesson planning. So this cycle you will be taking help from to create your lesson plans. So pause your video here and start just a simple mapping. आपने यहाँ पर अपनी वीडियो को पॉज करना है और उसके साथ आप सबसे पहले अपने मर्जी का कोई भी टॉपिक चूज करेंगे और उसमें आप अपनी खुद से क्वेश्चन करेंगे और किस चीज पे इन्वेस्टिगेट करना है, क्या बनाना है, फिर आप उसको कैसे शेयर करेंगे और कैसे रिवाइज करेंगे. जस्ट one or two points right and then come back. Join me again. Welcome back. I hope you all written down the perfect lesson plan of yours because it's only your thinking. You didn't Google. Yes, Google is not allowed in my class. You should not Google anything until it's very urgent. Yes, you can research on internet regarding your topic. You can check whether the activities come from if you're not getting it, but do not research any lesson plan. So let's move on to the next slide. 4 phases of inquiry-based learning. There are. It will also help you to make your lesson plan strong. Interaction. Dive into engaging, relevant, credible media form of identify a need and opportunity for inquiry. Tone. Open-minded, curious, unburdened, playful. आपने जो सबसे पहली चीज करनी है, आपने अपनी इंटरेक्शन देखनी है कि वो इंगेजिंग होनी चाहिए, उसमें नीडफुल अपॉर्चुनिटीज होनी चाहिए. अगर आप यूट्यूब पे कोई वीडियो शो करें देन इट शुड बी यूजफुल. अगर आपने कुछ हैंड आउट प्रोवाइड किए हैं देन इट शुड बी रेलेवेंट, इट शुड नॉट बी एक्स्ट्रा. एंड यस, ओपन माइंडेड मीन्स कि आपने जो दिया और आप बच्चे से एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हो कि अगर वो आपसे कुछ क्वेश्चन कर रहा है देन यू शुड बी रेडी फॉर इट बिकॉज स्टूडेंट विल बी क्यूरियस व्हेन यू आर गोइंग टू टीच देम दिस वे. And secondly, it should be unburdened and it should be playful. Again, I will repeat myself here. मैं ये नहीं कहती कभी भी कि आप लोगों ने बच्चों को बिल्कुल फ्री हैंड छोड़ देना है. नो, आपने अपनी कमांड अपने पास रखनी है. Students should know their limits, but as well as they should know their own limits too. That they can think, they can ask, they can unburden themselves, they can talk to you easily. I hope this part is clear. The second is clarification. Summarize and categorizing data and understand with teacher or expert support. This is for your student and as well as for you for now because you are making lesson plan. आप एक टीचर हैं तो आपने किसी भी अपने एक्सपर्ट से सपोर्ट लेनी है. एक्सपर्ट नहीं है, टीचर है, को टीचर है, अपना जाकर एक दफा आप उनसे समराइज करेंगे, कैटेगराइज करेंगे, डाटा करेंगे. सपोज एक बुक है आपके पास, एक चैप्टर है, उसमें 15 पेजेस हैं, तो उसमें से आपने क्रक्स निकालना है विच इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, which is going to be the perfect thing, which help them to the future, which help them to understand the real meaning of the major topic. बहुत सारी बुक में ऐसे टॉपिक होते हैं जो हमारे लिए समझना और उनको पढ़ना इतना इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं होता. टू बी ऑनेस्ट, हमारे करिकुलम में आप देखेंगे देयर आर सो मेनी थिंग्स लाइक दैट. So you should be summarizing, categorizing data, understanding with the teacher or expert support you can take. The tone should be slightly more focused, reflective, independent questions. Like I said, you should be focused and your student should be focused and reflective. Once you done कि आपने रिसर्च कर लिया, आपने समराइज कर लिया, फिर आप एक दफा अपने लेसन प्लान को रिफ्लेक्ट करोगे. अच्छा, ये टॉपिक मैंने चूज किया तो क्यों किया, इससे बेहतर कुछ हो सकता है या मैंने कुछ मेजर चीज तो माइनस नहीं कर दी. देन ऑलवेज रिफ्लेक्ट योर वर्क. And number third is questioning. Asking relevant question to drive continuous self-directed inquiry. आपने क्वेश्चन रेलेवेंट रखने हैं, आपने उनकी क्यूरियोसिटी डेवलप करने वाले ओपन एंडेड एसेंशियल क्वेश्चंस ही रखने हैं जिससे बच्चे की क्रिटिकल थिंकिंग एनहांस हो. आपने ये नहीं कहना कि व्हाट आर द हाउ डज प्लेन फ्लाई, वो उसे पता है कि उसमें फ्यूल डलता है और उसमें पायलट लेकर चला जाता है. You should ask something like this: how come a human thing to fly in air with the help of this airplane? I am giving an example. Then how should it be? How it should be? Okay. So the tone should be creative, confident, and independent. When you are putting big question in your lesson plans, when you are putting questions in your lesson plan, you should be thinking, क्या ये क्वेश्चन मैं कर रही हूँ तो क्या इससे क्रिटिकल थिंकिंग एनहांस हो रही है, क्या इससे बच्चे की क्यूरियोसिटी डेवलप हो रही है. सो दिस शुड बी योर प्रायर नॉलेज एंड प्रायोरिटी. The question should be some of prior knowledge and some should be the current topic. Then design. The designing an accessible, relevant and curiosity driven action product to justify inquiry. Again, you can use anything, PPT, your children can use. And yes, here in your lesson plan, you will decide the 4 type of things. यानी आपने अपने बच्चों को जब आपके बच्चे चॉइस देंगे, आपको पता होगा कि 3 टाइप ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स एंड 4 टाइप्स ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स आर इन योर क्लास, तो उनके हिसाब से आपने एक एक एक्टिविटी खुद से सर्च करके मेंशन करनी है लेसन प्लान पे, ताकि जब आप उन्हें चॉइस दें तो वो सिलेक्ट करें, यस आई विल बी प्रिपेयरिंग पीपीटी, आई विल बी राइटिंग रिपोर्ट एंड आई विल बी मेकिंग चार्ट पेपर्स और कार्डबोर्ड. Okay, that will move on to the creative and restrained calculating. A guide for teachers. This is the best guide for teachers. अगर आप इस चीज को बहुत अच्छे से अंडरस्टैंड कर लोगे, then you will be very good lesson planner, then you will be good teacher who will inculcate the PBL inquiry based learning with the help of STEAM in your classroom. Teachers who want to engage with their students and use team ideas should use inquiry-based teaching methodologies. Let's get started by learning about the 4 inquiry-based teaching strategies as I already discussed. I hope this part is clear to you people. Again, this is the same PBL chart we are going to follow as we have done in the previous. So now create a lesson plan, PBL lesson plan. It is advised that teacher use a backward design approach and start with the end in mind when creating PBL project. So what is backward designing? Backward designing is what you should know. You should understand what will come at the end. You should know the end result. You should be able to understand what will the answer, what will be the end project is. Like my backward plan is, my end result is, you should able to understand how to create lesson plan. And you can choose different ways. The children should be able to understand the germination. Children should be able to understand the friction. Children should be able to understand the theorem. Children should be able to understand the टेंसेस एंड सो ऑन एंड सो ऑन. जो भी है आपने अपना पहले एक बिग क्वेश्चन, बिग आइडिया अपने पास रखना. टीचर मस्ट also ensure that PBL is aligned with the curriculum and covers significant standards, as well as students have many opportunities to discuss important subjects throughout the project. ये देखेंगे सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट चीज है जो हमेशा लोग मिसगाइड होते हैं इस चीज से और इसको अच्छी तरह से नहीं एक्सप्लेन कर पाते. जब आप पीबीएल एक डिजाइन कर रहे हैं तो आप अपने करिकुलम के स्टैंडर्ड्स के साथ करेंगे. यानी अगर आप साइंस पढ़ा रहे हैं तो आपके साइंस आना चाहिए, आपके पीबीएल में साइंस का रिफ्लेक्ट होना चाहिए. और मैंने पहले भी कहा था कि स्टीम जब करना है तो जरूरी नहीं है कि आप सारे स्टैंडर्ड्स ले, आप 2 से 3 के साथ भी अपना स्टेम पीबीएल लेसन प्लान कंडक्ट कर सकते हैं. और आपने इंपॉर्टेंट डिस्कशन करनी है बच्चों के साथ, आप उन्हें डिस्कस करके पढ़ाएं. आप उनको, क्योंकि एक वीक मिलता है एक चैप्टर के लिए, सो यू शुड डिवाइड डिस्कशन डे, creativity day, quiz day, and at the end question answer day. This is how you can plan your lesson plans. So the following elements are commonly seen in project based learning. ये जो मैं आपको पिछले सेशन में भी कह चुकी हूँ, अभी भी कहूंगी और मैं शायद आगे भी बार बार कहूँ, because this is the main element for making you and your children to aware for the best future. Scenarios from real life, multiple skills assessment unit like formative assessment, summative assessment, pre-assessment, after assessment, baseline assessment, so on. Unit that involve multiple subject research and comprehension. Optional for student, as I said कि आप 4 चीजें decide करेंगी, student will pick and tell you. Collaboration, this is the most important. Various modes of communication, writing, oral, speaking, visual presentation, publishing, expertise from the real world is brought into the classroom like this. ये जो हमारा 4th point है, optional for student, जो आप इसको last point को देखेंगे, then you will understand that what I was about to say in that and what I said before. Okay, I hope this part is clear to you. Then role playing, as I said in my first session, that students should be able to cross the road and helping other in first aid situation, in emergencies. ये role play आपने अपनी क्लास में करवाने हैं. Genres of writing are mixed. Various reading genres, authentic evaluation, audience and integrity. Audiences with integrity, like आप अपने बच्चों को, आपकी असेंबली होती है, आप अपना एक दिन रखें, okay now today we are going to share this important message with our whole school. तो आप अपने बच्चों को इस तरह कॉन्फिडेंटली कहें, जिस दिन आपकी असेंबली टर्न हो उसमें आप एक मेन टॉपिक डिस्कस कर लें 5 to 4 मिनट का, अपने बच्चों के साथ, बेशक वो पोस्टर्स के साथ करें, अगर आपका मल्टीमीडिया अगर अवेलेबल है तो वो पीपीटी के साथ करें, नहीं तो वो वर्बली ओरली करें. Investing time in designing PBL has a big impact on how interesting and effective it is for kids. Teacher must have the following skills. अब आप लोग ये चीज देखते जाइए और जॉट डाउन करते जाइए, क्या ये आप लोगों के अंदर अवेलेबल है. A realistic understanding of what is required for the final product to be successful and impactful. What is the final product? यानी सब्जेक्ट का, चैप्टर का एंड, यानी जब वो एक चैप्टर पढ़ लेगा तो आपके लिए क्या इंपॉर्टेंट है उस सब्जेक्ट में कि ये चीज बच्चे को आनी चाहिए. दिस शुड बी अंडरस्टैंड, उसके कॉन्सेप्ट क्लियर होने चाहिए, उसको याद रट्टा नहीं लगवाना, आपने उसको याद करवाना नहीं है, सिर्फ आपने उसको समझाना है. आई होप दिस पार्ट इज क्लियर एंड आई विश कि मैं जब ये सेशन आप लोगों के साथ करूं तो मैं आपसे इसके क्वेश्चंस भी करूं. They are able to communicate these expectations of the children in clear and concise manner, as I already said before. They will be able to discuss importance of the process with kids. या आप इस टीचर को इस तरह करना है कि वो अपने बच्चों के साथ प्रोसेस डिस्कस करें, जो मैंने आप लोगों से कहा कि आपका एक डिस्कशन डे होना चाहिए. Student must have a clear awareness of project constraints and resources available so they do not plan beyond their capabilities. आप एज ए टीचर अपने स्टूडेंट के लिए हर चीज आपने प्रिपेयर रखनी है. जैसे मैंने कहा, अपने लेसन प्लान में 4-5 चीजें ऐड करनी है कि वो अपनी कैपेबिलिटीज के बियॉन्ड प्लान ना कर पाएंगे, तो आपने उनके साथ हेल्प आउट करना है. सो हियर आर सम प्लानिंग क्वेश्चन टू थिंक. ये आपके लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. आइडेंटिफाई अ कंपाइलिंग मोटिवेशन क्वेश्चन, जो मैंने सबसे पहले कहा. व्हाट इज द प्रोजेक्ट लर्निंग ऑब्जेक्टिव, आपका ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या होना चाहिए. व्हाट आर द 2 or more स्ट्रीम डिसिप्लिन दैट विल बी इवैल्यूएटेड. व्हाट आर द अदर टॉपिक स्टैंडर्ड दैट विल कवर्ड इन द करिकुलम. How does the project connect student to the real world experience and how will they engage in true problem solving in the real world? What kind of output product will the people produce? What is the activity structure and sequence? How will students use their voice and choice help design and learning? What is the time scale the research develop? What are the supplies need to be completed? What criteria will be using to evaluate? And before, during and after PBL, what assessment point and activity? So these were the point before making any lesson plan, any questions. These questions should comes in your mind. आप लेसन प्लान बनाने से सारे सवाल अपने पास खुद करेंगे, ये बच्चों के लिए नहीं, ये आपके लिए है. बिफोर डिजाइनिंग एनी लेसन प्लान यू शुड आस्क दिस क्वेश्चन टू योरसेल्फ. सम पॉइंटर्स हाउ टू इम्प्लीमेंट अ पीबीएल लेसन प्लान. ये पॉइंटर बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. स्टार्ट विद द मोटिवेटिंग क्वेश्चन. टाइम एलोकेशन जरूरी है. डिजाइन अपॉर्चुनिटी ऑफ असेसमेंट, गेटिंग रेडी अहेड ऑफ टाइम. And as I said from the day one, reflection is very, very important. So let's take this. Projects, simpler projects. Can do alone, about, teacher directed. All projects have same goal. Understand submitted products submitted to teacher lack real world relevancy, occur the real learning. Now, project-based learning requires collaboration and teacher guidance about the process, student-directed. Students make choice and determine the outcomes. Products are presented to an authentic audience like other class teachers, assembly, HOS, MDs, and all. Based in real-world experience and problems, real learning occurs through the project. I hope this checklist is clear. आप लोग चाहे तो इस checklist को अपने साथ रख सकते हैं, इसे print out ले सकते हैं. So this was the project based learning lesson plan topic today. Thank you so much everybody. If there are any question, you can ask our management, so they will settle down your meet with me for 15 minutes so we can discuss with it. And now I'm going to show you your activity that you have to submit it on that day. Just give me a second. See, this lesson plan you have to create. This lesson plan will be for you to work with. This is here you are going to put your things. Here are some instructions for you that I have put. Lesson title, total length and length of lesson. Lesson topic and standard addresses. Design with the end in mind. What do you want your student to learn? I have made this a little easy for you people. List resources that will be needed. Student will be able to what? Exploration is typical hand-on activity, encourage inquiry, and teacher-led component of lesson. Elaboration component include evaluative, formative, or summative apply, depend how it fit to the scope and sequences. This is how you people will going to put your lesson plan. The subject will be your choice and everything will be your choice. So thank you so much everyone for being with me. See you in the next session. Allah Hafiz.